Hello again. My name is Virxie, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. And I know I say that a lot of my videos, but today I really mean it. It's going to be the video I put the most effort in so far. And it may not, get the most views or anything, but I think it's an interesting experiment. So today, I'm going to be explaining and going into a little bit of a dive of the key control stat. And, But before I get into any of that, first off, I just want to say, again, I do have a Discord. Yes, it is here. I would like for you to join it, please, and thank you. It'd make me happy. Second off, if you have not subscribed already, please do. I appreciate it a lot, and it shows support. That is all I ask. Okay, with those two things out of the way, we can get started with the video. But what does key control do? That may be a question you may be asking yourself. You might say, look on the wiki. That is a fair point, but that gives a lot of numbers and ratios when I'm just looking for just pure numbers here. And with the ratios and stuff and the small numbers, it may be getting a little bit confusing, but hopefully in this way I could simplify it a bit so it's understandable for not only me but for you as well. The first thing we want to do is find a baseline for key, and that comes in the energy wave. The energy wave is worth 500 key, so shooting it 500 key, and we're going to be using that for the rest of the video. The next step is to shoot the key blast and figure out how much key we have left over after we shoot it. And as you can see here, after we shoot the energy wave, we've got 5 more key blasts that we could shoot. So we know that we have 500 key at least just because of the energy wave, but we also have 5 key blasts, so we have an indeterminate amount of value that we don't know the key of. So as you can see here, I'm going to be shooting all of my key blast here to see how many key blasts it takes to deplete my entire bar of key. And as you can see me shooting, it takes 30 key blasts to deplete my entire bar. So it takes 25 of those to equate an energy blast. And an energy blast is 500 key. So doing the math, each basic key blast is worth 20 key. With those two values figured out, we can now figure out how much total key we have, that being 600 key. So at level 1, you have 600 key. The next thing I wanted to test was if these values were changed by modifiers of races. So let's say a Namekian wanted to see if they had however many key. Would they have 600 like the rest of them for level 1? Or would it be changed by their modifier, which is a 1.1? Would that be changed to 660? So as you can see, I made him a Namekian, and as you could also see, it is not changed. So base level, it's always going to be 600 no matter what race you are. So now we know that you start off level 1 with 600 key, and that's your baseline for every single race. But what happens when you level up? Does anything happen at all when you level up? And what happens for per each point that you put into key control? How much key do you get per key control stat? And what do you get when you level up? And that's what I'm going to figure out in these few clips here. So I'm flying around going to do the tutorial quest here to level up, and then after that I'm going to put a point into key control, see what happens, see if I get any more key blasts or anything, and then rinse and repeat until I see something happen basically. As I'm doing this, 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4, and finally 5. I get all the way through my first level and 5 points, and I get no new key blast, so I get under 20 key at least. But as you can see up in my key bar, there is a sliver, just the slightest little yellow sliver of key there. So something is changing as I put points in, but it's not enough to have a value to determine it for it, so I can't really say how much that is. So I have to keep leveling up to see how much that actually is. The hard part was trying to figure out something that could actually give me just one level, because I didn't want to level up too much and have that alter the results of anything and accidentally get more key control than I was actually trying to get out of it. But I finally settled on, obviously, the Turtle Soldier, my mortal enemy, and fought him to the death. And after defeating him, I attained exactly 1 level, so I was able to then continue doing that and finally achieve results that I was happy with. And those results were after numerous amounts of testing that I kept going and going, putting points in and points in. After 10 key control points, I figured out that you got an extra key blast there. So if you see in the footage, you see I shoot 6 instead of 5. So every 10 levels of key control, you get an extra key blast. And since every key blast is worth 20 key, that means that every time you level up, you attain 2 key when you level up in key control. So we figured out that at level 1, you have 600 key as a baseline for every single race. And for every 1 point you put into key control, you gain 2 key. But there are a few more things I still wanted to figure out before this video ended. The first thing I wanted to figure out is that because, if you did not know this, you have passive leveling, that like you get passive stats every time you level up in a stat, I wanted to figure out that value as well. And I want to figure out if there is a determinant on charge time for key control and what that was per point. How many seconds you shave off for your charge. So doing this, I wanted to go fight Mercenary Tao, my other mortal enemy, to level up as well to figure out these values. Here in this clip here, I found out the amount of extra key you get just by leveling, no stats, and that is because I had a 120 key control, and you get 5 extra key blasts just after you get your energy wave out there. So I should have 17 extra key blasts, but as you can see, I have 19, and I'm level 50. So every 25 levels, you get an extra key blast, or yes, an extra key blast. So every 25 levels, you gain an extra 20 key. So there's 0.8 key per level. The final thing I wanted to test is to see if key control had any merit for key charge time. And I did a number of tests here. I did test where I was charging as a human, as you can see in the first clip, as my human with 250 key control and with my level 1 human, and there was no change. And then I did a test to see if there's any change at all. So I used my Frost Demon, and I put all of my stats into key control, every single one, and then I made a new Frost Demon, and then I saw if there was any change there as well. And no, there's no change at all between anything, not a single, like, the changes, like the differentials are like in between like 1 to 2 frames. So that's my bad, not the game. So yes, there's no change in charge time at all with key control. I've done all the tests I could. And with all of those tests done, all of them done, everything I thought of that I could do to test for key control, we have all that we need. So at level 1, you start off with 600 key. And per level, per point of key control that you get 2 points of key. And for every level that you level up, no matter what race, no matter if you have any key control or not, you have 0.8 points of key per level. And that's all the stats I could come up with, I think. I don't think there's anything else I thought of or anything. Of course, all of this is, or at least the points that you put into key control, that is all derived from your modifier as well from your race. So that will change. This is just for human, the absolute baseline. So let's say you're a Namekian, you have a 1.1 key control, so you gain 2.2 key per level instead of 2. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, please do let me know. This took a lot of my time, and I know it's a little bit short, but I appreciate you watching this far. But it took a lot of my time to figure out and edit all this together. So I really appreciate you watching this,
And I really enjoyed making this. I really enjoyed putting all the effort into making this. So yeah, that's it for me. Verksy out. Pogger Wugger. I'm Goodbye. Yep, that's it.